Hello, welcome back to the Oracle Light Tarot. I'm so glad you guys are here. I haven't pulled out these decks in a while, but we are going to do that for your reading. Okay. Oh, there's definitely something like this top card here, the gold foil tarot. Let's share the world of tarot. Oh, okay. I have used these before. This is not a new deck for me, but I think it's because I always leave these in the box that they're on top. But let's just read them because it's been a while. She's holding like a candle. They're very beautiful. It says, what we see in the symbology of tarot derives in large measure from our own intuition, and once revealed reflects back upon each of us to further enrich our lives. That's super interesting because I was just thinking when I was making my coffee and I was remembering my video from yesterday and how long it was. I think it was like 77-minute video, and I was thinking to myself, I don't think anyone's made it to the end of that video. I asked them to leave an emoji. My feelings aren't hurt or anything, but I'm just trying to do what I feel is best for you guys. And it's so funny that this is sticking out to me. It says, what we see in the symbology of tarot derives in large measure from our own intuition, and once revealed, it reflects back upon each of us to further enrich our lives. So, I mean, I wonder if what I'm doing is enriching you in any way. I mean, I hope so. That's what I wanted to do when I made this channel. Did I say welcome or welcome back? Subscribers and new subscribers, friends. Why do I want to say like friends and family? I don't know why I'm saying that. Maybe there's a family or friend, somebody I know watching. Who knows? It's like something bubbling up from the surface. It's giving that dream I had. If you want to go and watch that reading from yesterday, it would be the one before this. I'm also going to use the Wild Mystic Oracle card set. I will be using the guidebook because I usually do when I use this deck. There's been a lot of like shadow energy, so maybe that's why I'm being called to use this deck. So maybe you've been feeling weighed down or lost or maybe dark, not knowing. I feel like it feels more like not knowing where. I think we're going to leave this out. That's like inspiration. Not knowing where, but then you guys can't see it. I feel like it's a reminder for me. Not knowing where you are or what's going on, maybe, you know, a little lost. Okay, well, that's all right, because this is the Oracle Light Tarot. I am going to be your guiding light today, and I'm going to do my very best with the help of Spirit, right, and the universal powers that may be, to help guide you through and out, right? This is giving this light right here. Yeah, it's like Spirit told me, don't feel bad. Because I was thinking to myself, there's something about like Ten of Swords. Ugh, you are. That energy is just. But there is something about. I was thinking that, like I said, did I ever finish it or did I stray off into something? I did. I went on a tangent. But when I was making my coffee, I was thinking, I really need to not make anything about myself, right? And here I am tangentially, like, just going off and talking to you guys. I just want to be the most helpful I can for you guys. Control, yeah. And the Three of Cups. Okay. That's what I said, control. It's the Four of Pentacles. Holding on to something. So you could be holding on to something. Does that bother you? I don't know. It bothers me when I do that. Holding on to something. You could be holding on to something. Why is that coming up, Spirit? Let's make this a joyful gathering here. Yeah. I feel like it needs to be, because it has a lot to do with the flow in which your energy is going to flow through today for your reading. Ooh. Okay, so things could get a little silly. We have the King of Pentacles. So something about money and success. I mean, that's good. Yeah, I guess that's what will make it successful, right? Oh, confidence here with the Queen of Wands. And leadership. Oh my God, got the Emperor too? Sheesh. Wow. There's some kind of, so it's the structure. It's representing the structure and the confidence. Underneath that robe, just I see his knee. What else do we have? It's like I felt like I was supposed to reveal one at a time. Oh, the Magician too. Wow, guys. Wow. You got some tools. You got some tools and you are using them. Yeah, messages. I feel like you're a messenger. Your tools. You're a messenger, right? There's going to be a lot of very fast forward movement for you guys. We also have the King of Swords. We have King, Queen, Emperor, Magician. What? Wow. You're very smart. Very smart. I feel like you have that power of the tongue to, you know what to say, when to say it, what not to say. Something like that also coming through with this reading. Okay. The King of Pentacles. So this is about your money. So, and other people. So you could be doing something. Do you believe in magic in a young girl's heart? Music and freedom, wherever it starts is magic. What are you doing with this Mahjong here? The Sun? I love your guys' energy. You guys feel so good. We're going to try to keep it short too. Oh my God, how are we at 9 minutes? Well, So this is about your success. We have the Four of Cups. And the Four of Wands. Tell me about, I think we need to pull this deck. It's going to tell me about more about your Four of Cups and the Sun and the stability here with the Four of Wands. Your happiness and your stability. And I think it has to do with your money. I mean, a lot of the time it does, right? A lot of the time. a lot of the time. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Some kind of secret fear. Contemplating something. It's like things coming up out of nowhere. I'm looking at this Four of Cups here. You know, and then it's like realizing I have all these other cups. Do I really need to go there? Do I need the other cup? What is this cup representing? Some kind of emotion. Not quite sure. It's a cloud. It's like being in control. Choosing to leave some things. Okay. Care. I saw this one. I peeked it too, and it popped out. To care, to pinch. There's something that like pops up out of nowhere that pinches you off from this sun energy. See the sun there? It could literally be somebody's son. Like, pissing me off today, Marcus. Robert. I don't know if you know Robert and Marcus. Collaborate. Yeah, so there's something about working with others, this community here, right? So a lot of this energy also that could be popping up is like, doesn't even belong to you anymore. It belongs to others. Yeah. And hold on a second. Sorry, that darn HVAC just coming on whenever it feels like it. Something to do with your reading also. That darn HVAC, the way you said that. Just coming on whenever it feels like it. Oh, it's like somebody coming into your energy or some kind of energy coming through. Not as if it's like, not, it could be a person, you know. But it just feels like an annoyance, you know. Like, I've been there, I've done that. I'm walking my higher path now. Like, why are you rearing your ugly head? Why are you messing up my good feeling flow? My good feeling mojo? Something like that. That's that. And then being like, see how his arms are crossed? Can you even see this? But like, his arms are crossed and he's like, nah. I already got 3 cups here, sir. I don't need to mess with you. Or any little thing that you do. I don't give a about you. Something like that. Oh man. And then maybe that's where it was coming up with that energy where it was like, I don't know, it was giving more like, maybe I'm too more about myself, but like this card, it says, in large measure from our own intuition, and once it's revealed, reflects back upon each of us, right? Also something about the reflection of these cards here. So it's like, in order to be helpful, right, you could be feeling like this. It's this protection card. Feels like this too. It's like protection without teeth, I think, if I recall correctly. It's been a while since I pulled this deck. But like protection without teeth is like, it's more of a caring, loving type of protection versus like, it's like mama bear protection, but without the like, attack! You know, it's not, it's like loving, caring. Should we read it? Yeah, might as well. Protect. But now, why is that song coming through? There's nowhere to hide. I'm not a singer. Since you pushed my love aside, I'm out of my head. Oh, hopelessly devoted to you. selflessly devoted to you. So you care about others. You care. Could be like a caregiver of some sort, a parent, a friend, a lover. Maybe you're a light worker. No. This card represents protection from harm and comfort. Protection from harm. Okay. And comfort in difficult times. Unlike the Scorpion card, this card encourages caring and reassuring form of protection. If you are a Scorpio, it says, unlike the Scorpion card. But hold on, there is something about Scorpio energy here, so let's, I mean, they wouldn't reference it, right? I'm a Scorpio. I was talking about myself. Someone's like, here she goes again. Talking about herself. Maybe you feel like that. Maybe people are like that. There's something about you where people are like, oh, there we go. Oh. Where's that Scorpion? Oh, it tells me the page. It literally tells me the page. Why did I make it that hard? It was right there. Okay. Represents defense and resistance. So it's that. 4 of Cups. Not really defensiveness in that way, but it is giving with his arms. Maybe some kind of like emotional resistance, like opening up to something. Others, yeah. Oh, sorry. Shaking. So that you could feel some kind of like stability here and harmony and balance, right? So you could feel it. For that background noise, hold on. Okay, so sorry about that. There was a noise. What was I even saying? I almost forgot what I was saying. I've been reading this while I was waiting for the noise to dissipate here. It's just like some kind of waiting for something to dissipate, but also like the way you, it's just giving this red, and I was hearing the words, let your freak flag shine. It's like being your true self in the open with people, okay? And I'm just noticing all the red, the cape, the red coat, the Emperor's clothes here, and his armor underneath, and the Magician, and then also on the King of Swords here. And who else has it on here? When you're controlling, it's like you're trying to cover up something. It's like the best part of you. And I think you cover it up because this has something to do with money, or the way you make money maybe, or even the way you create your reality, the way you work, or how you receive rewards. There's the sun energy here also. There's something to do with Leo coming through. Definitely Scorpio energy here. But I feel like with the Scorpio, okay, it says, so this card represents defense and resistance. There's something about Egypt too. It says in ancient Egypt, yeah, like the walk like an Egyptian. I think I was watching Steph on iScry, House of Scry. iScry. I always want to say iScry. It's House of Scrying with Steph. She did a very good read. Her reads are always really good. But she mentioned something about this scorpion. There was a scorpion card with a huge giant scorpion. Huge and giant. And she mentioned walk like an Egyptian. So there's something about walking like an Egyptian. I feel like the way you walk through this life, you're a guardian of some sort and a protector of some sort, okay? It says, a scorpion was seen as a guardian and protector of the souls of the dead as they made their way from this life of the dead. It's like, so the dead's coming off as like people who are unaware or not awake. So you can feel like that's your calling to help guide them. And I feel like you do so in this like very loving way, and you're very careful to not, there's something about not allowing yourself to get pinched off as you do this. So I feel like you're reluctant to open up to certain types of energy. You clothe yourself. I feel like you almost like clothe and mask yourself. See how she's wrapped around this baby. I'm just a baby. You're protecting something about you, but I think there's something that people don't understand about you. That you hide this fact. It says despite their intimidating appearance and weapon-like stinger, the Scorpio rarely attacks unless they are first threatened. Yeah. And most scorpions, in fact, posture, produce sound, and even squirt warning shots of venom in order to ward off the predators before taking the extreme step of stinging them, right? Yes, for sure. I don't think, you don't want to mess with a Scorpio, okay? You know, they can be, I just wouldn't want to get stung by a scorpion. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't, they would hurt. This card is one of fierce protection and guardianship, but also the ability to fight back if necessary. So it's like you are a protector and you are a fighter. You are this magical person. You're very confident here. But why are we here for this reading? So I think it has something to do. I'm a Scorpio too. So, and I was just thinking before this reading, should I have less input of my own personal like thoughts and feelings on certain energy, right? And more emphasis on you guys. But I feel like that's just the way it works. I feel like if a reader is reading, they're probably not telling you that a lot of the energy coming through, they're dealing with a lot themselves, or they're experiencing a lot of it themselves, or they are able to dip into certain energies. Maybe this is, you know, this is what you're going through too, as you're learning this, because I know I am learning to sit with certain energies that used to pinch me off and allow them to kind of like movie like, you know, observe them and not really take them on, you know, something like that. That way you're able to help people better. Because, I mean, if people are coming to readers, there's usually something going on, right? Sometimes it's, you know, maybe there's always just something going on, right? There usually is somebody. There's something going on, right? Some are just curious. A lot of the time I watch other readers because they're just so interesting, right? And then they just, because of what they share, they just so happen to reveal something that you know, and you find yourself saying, oh, I was just thinking that, or hey, that happened the other day, you know, that type of energy. So that's what this kind of feels like. Maybe you do that for people, okay? You know, when you allow yourself, let your freak flag fly in the sun, right? Maybe you're very childlike Yeah, I feel like you are. You're like young, childlike. Something like that. But I feel like that's what attracts, that's what catches people's attention and draws them to you. They want to celebrate with you. See these two people here underneath the wands. They want to be part of that celebration with you. So I feel like you do attract a lot of people. Back to the koala. It says this card, the protection. This card encourages a caring and reassuring form of protection, often associated with caregivers. This card is the protection of a safe place, a thick blanket rather than a suit of armor. Yeah, it's like that red flag. So what's going to make you happy is this thick blanket, right? Rather than this like fighting with people. Maybe it could even be some kind of like, yeah, belief about yourself, because you are so that's what it feels like. It feels like because you are so psychic or maybe empathic, right? Intuitive, you often you're hesitant to take on other people's emotions or certain emotions that people bring around you. Okay, so you protect you're learning to protect yourself with this. That's what this card represents. This thick blanket. We're seeing this as like a red thick blanket over this armor. It's like, first I'll use my blanket rather than my suit of armor, rather than stinging them, which I could if I wanted to, because, you know, maybe you're a Scorpio, maybe you're, you know, you just have that fight in you. You know, look, I mean, he's carrying that sword. He has a hood on, and then his crown on top of the hood. So high above me, she's so lovely, she's so high, like Joan of Arc or Aphrodite. What song is that? So allowing yourself to be in your confidence here. Allowing that energy to have confidence. I don't know why I want to say it like that. Yeah, to let your freak flag fly. To let that, you know, maybe your freak flag is the blanket. It's the protect. Despite a bear-like appearance, the koala is a marsupial. As with most marsupials, koalas care for their young using an abdominal pouch, keeping them safe, close, warm, and nourished. Koalas tend to avoid energy-heavy, hostile behavior unless it's necessary. So, yeah. So, uses a lover now, not a fighter. You are a lover, not a fighter. Well, I mean, you could be. Maybe you were back in your day. You've come to a point where you're like, no, I'm gonna put my cozy blanket on. Yeah, something like that. But you can be aggressive and territorial when forced. Okay, so the koala card represents like a comforting protection. It says very neat. Anything else? Oh, nothing else. I don't know. Let's see. Do you want to pull any more cards? Any more cards? I think there's, I said there's one more card. Stillness. And then we have inspiration here on the bottom. So I feel like you inspire others. You're going to inspire others to be more like this comforting, warm blanket also. You're finding Oh, and the stillness is in reverse. What's going on? The care and the collaborate here. So you need to find stillness when dealing with, so like say you're a reader or say you're a healer of some sort. What is this? A crane? Is it a crane? I feel like it's a crane. No? What is that? Let me find it. Glad they have pictures because I do not know what that is. A heron. It's a heron. Okay. So the shadow reading would be the reverse. So it says, as the heron strikes and plucks a fish from the water, the splashes of chaos take over and ripple out. Stillness may be the calm before the storm. Alternatively, the ripples of someone else's chaos may be threatening to surge into your world. So it's making still that water, which is like representing emotions, right? So, well, I mean, that totally makes sense. You know, when you pick up, and because I was picking up on your energy before, I was thinking of mine, and then I was picking up on yours, you know, also at the same time. But so there's like this differentiation. Is that the word? There's this knowing of how to separate your emotions from other people's emotions and allowing yourself to get still and observe things before you help others or before you come into some kind of like collaboration with others. And then it's like this. It's like if I'm just noticing, like if you notice this on this light, there's like this circle, this ring. It's representing like the splash, the ripples. And then when, you know, there's more than one ripple. So like if it's like my energy and your energy, and then it's like splashing around, the ripples are, it just kind of makes a mess, right? And becomes very confusing what belongs to who. So maybe you take on other people's energy that allows you to, and then it's like giving me with the two herons like this, like messes with your center of gravity, you know, this dark and light, maybe the like solar plexus energy, and that's been coming up a lot lately. So it messes with your centerness, right? Does that make sense? I hope it does. And I did pull the card already. I'm gonna pull from my word box. So this is the one that's in reverse. So there's something about needing stillness, and I'm gonna find some stillness before I pull these cards for you and direct my energy specifically for you as I pull these cards out. Okay, and then I'm going to allow myself to observe them, all right, and not take on any of my energy, and see what we can do for you guys here. Okay, so that's what I wanted to do. That's what I was thinking I wanted to do also. Let me do that. Hold on. I'm going to put this here as I stir this, and I dive in here, and whatever words that you see or that stand out to you as I'm stirring this, just know that those are meant for you personally. Obviously, I don't know which one you're staring at, but this is just a good way to allow you to bring your energy into this reading so that I can pull your cards. There's something about listening. Yeah, so I can listen to the energy. Okay, and now I'm going to pull. It's like pulling on camera for you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna pull a handful. Look at what kind of mess. It's like that. It's that messing, right? With the water. Look at it, just made a mess. Okay. I don't know what's happening here. Okay. There's something about that. Okay, well, let's just, before we drop these cards, and it's like I'm dropping these cards into a pool of water carefully, like so that they'll float on top of waters. On top of water. I don't know, they can just float downstream. I don't know. We're floating. Okay. Why do I feel like I'm gonna whisper? White dress. Okay, some kind of purification here. Generations. Yeah. Reframe. Yeah, getting a better view to frame. It's like the reach in is like, it's like being very careful to reach in. Okay, as I reach in, not to disturb something. Star power. Wow. I mean, look at all the kings we have here. 2 kings, emperor, magician. Perspective. Okay. Yeah, it feels like how you view yourself. What do you find to be this King of Pentacles energy? Something about getting very clear of how you see yourself, and embrace that flag, that freak flag of yours. I guess it could feel like a little freaky to be like, I guess in tarot everybody's so very eccentric, right? There are a lot of very eccentric people, but there are a lot of very I was gonna say sweet, but I don't know if that's the word. Loving. It's just like a different energy. I don't know how to say it, describe it. It's like this red. It's like you kind of stand out. So sorry, it cut off on me. But there's something about freeing up space and energy, right? Because I ran out of space. What was I saying? And I felt like it was very important. But maybe there's something about that. Freeing up space. Because something could take up so much of your time or energy. You're not having enough time to do something, right? Like it feels like it'd be harder. It takes up so much more energy to fight something, or to, yeah, like when you're in some kind of like fight or flight, some kind of where you're choosing whether to like this emperor, like fight with this armor underneath, right? Go into battle with something and wrestle it and, you know, tame it, something like that, versus throwing on this comfortable blanket. But there's something about that, like losing time, energy, something like that, and embracing something. The blanket's more of like an embrace energy. So instead of fighting it, it's like embracing it. This Four of Pentacles could be coming more as like contemplating something, holding it, sitting with it, contemplating it, some kind of like restraint maybe. Allowing yourself to sit with something which brings the pentacles to you, okay? Or some kind of like whatever you're trying to bring, growth. Okay, it could be growth, whatever you're manifesting. Fast forward, yeah, you'll move faster without maybe even releasing. I don't know, because it feels like, it looks like those weights that you would have like on a, when with your muscles, right? Maybe you're building some kind of muscle. Silliness. Your muscle silliness. We have the fountain. The fountain. Refreshing. What is that? What is the word I'm looking for with the fountain? Or youthful? No. It's like when you've come along journey, you haven't had anything to drink for a long time, and then suddenly you come up to this magnificent fountain. So refreshing and what is the word? Life sustaining, refreshing, relieving. Something like that, right? It's a relieving energy, a refreshing energy. Scorpio. Didn't I tell you guys? All right. Didn't I say? It's like being on a timer also. It's like something about that coming through because of my phone, and then realizing I didn't have enough storage and it was only allowing me like 4 more minutes. Something like that. And so when you're on a time crunch, I don't know, for some, either it could be like you do your best work when you're under pressure, or it could be like it just doesn't turn out, or you don't get enough time to express what needs to be said. Something like that. And the community. Yeah. It's like that winner. Chicken dinner. I don't know why. But it was giving that when I was talking. It's the winner is coming, and now it's coming off its spirits in my ear saying ding 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 ding. She gets it now. She gets it. Ding ding ding. So before the reading, I was sorry if you hear any background noise. This is TV upstairs right above this room. It's like spirit saying, before when I came on here, I was recalling my video. Is anyone gonna reach the end of the video or make it to the end of the video? Is so long because I start pulling cards. I'm talking about a dream. Before you know it, it's like been like 40 something minutes, and then we get to pulling cards, and it was like no one was gonna reach the good part. Can we skip to the good part? Something like that coming through. We have the car. It's like a long drive to a destination, right? But it's beautiful. Oh, I want to cry. It's beauty. She's beauty. And she's grace. And think spirit's saying, you know what? You do you, boo. But there's something about that. You do you. You do you. Right? And they'll do them. You be that comforting, caring energy that you are. And was I talking about that red Kate before it cut off and I ran out of time and I had to make room? Yeah, there's something about they'll make room. Their room will be made for you. Okay, room will be made for you. Let your freak flag fly. If you are different, but in a beautiful way. Okay, you're beautiful in your own right, in your own way, and there are people that are here for it. I feel like you are very inspiring. I feel like we need to read this card for as soon as I picked it up. I wanted to read it because it was on the bottom of the deck, which was like, and I pulled it off. It was like, and I do that in that reading before this too. I was doing a lot of pulling cards, and I could sense the energy from other people who may have been watching that video, and it was like, and I kept thinking to myself, that's not, maybe it's just a belief, you know, maybe it's a belief that I have that people are thinking like, oh, she's doing it wrong, she's not doing it right. But it's like, it's my way that I do things. And you know, as readers, as psychics, as intuitives, we have our own way of getting to know the energy, right? But I was thinking that in my other video, like, or not, yeah, in my other video when I was doing it, I remember saying, like, mocking and saying, I'm sure someone here is like, that's not the way you do it. That's not how you're supposed to pull the cards or lay the cards or read the cards. Or I just, see, that's my Scorpio energy. And I'm like, I have to stop myself. Like, I don't need to be mean and nasty about it. Or, you know, so maybe you're feeling that way too towards a certain situation, like where, you know, where it comes up inside of you, and you're like, you know what, it just takes too much energy, and it's kind of wasteful for me to even say that. It was, okay, like, I'll admit that that's probably a little childish. I don't need to point out what someone else may be thinking or what I think somebody might be thinking. It's just wasteful energy. And I feel like this reading has something to do with your reading, obviously, but in that reading, it probably had nothing to do with that reading. So there's something like that for you guys. I don't know, that's coming through. What is this? I think it's the Wren. It has to be the Wren. So, oh my gosh. Why does it always happen? I'm like, I'll have my hand on something perfect. Like, it's like, see, it's like that card, like I was describing. The card that I was describing. What I was describing, it was going on in that reading. Okay, how I would just pull cards, like my intuition was telling me this is the energy and this is what's going on, and I had a dream, and then I would pull the cards out. I'm like, oh, it was this card, and I would just go straight to the card. So there's something about, like, maybe you're a reader also, but there's something about like your intuition that brings you like just straight to the point of something. But there's like this energy of like wasting time or flipping through, instead of like being all in your intuition, intuitive. It's giving like the magician. Yeah. So it's like not allowing yourself to trip. It's either not allowing someone else to trip you up or you to trip yourself up. Okay, so I think we do that. Sometimes we psych ourselves out. We have these like beliefs that kind of just like pop up out of nowhere, like this bubbling to the surface, you know? And she's like, why is she in the water with this freaking candle? Right? Why is she in this water with a freaking candle? Like, it doesn't make any dang sense. Yeah, it says what we see in symbology of tarot derives in large measure from our own intuition, and once revealed reflects back upon each of us to further enrich our lives. So it's enriching to others. So share your gift. Let your flag fly, right? Okay, let's get into the Wren. So this card represents inspiration, dream, and nature's influence. The Wren is a sacred bird to the Celts and Druids. In Welsh, they are Dryw, D-R-Y-W, a word which also Druid. Yes, that's how I wanted to sound it out, but just didn't have the confidence to do it. You know, like maybe there's like something about like of being afraid you're gonna sound stupid, look stupid, do something stupid. It's like you're already putting a perspective out there that people are going to judge you, okay, but really you're just judging yourself, right? Which in turn projects back to you, people judging you. Okay, something like that, right? So, which also translates to druid and is associated with the bard Taliesin, a great poet and storyteller of sub-Roman Britain. The wren is a songbird, beginning its mating call in early spring and is seen to symbolize the end of winter. The card encourages you to listen to the natural world and its inhabitants. I'm also getting like there's somebody that has been like watching birds recently, or you talk to birds, or the birds talk to you, or you get a lot of there's birds here too, feedback from them. You're able to understand them, or like somehow I'm getting that even somebody scries like out a window and watches birds. Okay, so there's something about that. You take inspiration from their teaching. Yeah, something like that. So it's a card of communication without words, natural, spiritual, and divine inspiration. Yeah, it's like that intuition that you just know, you know, like even though they're speaking bird, you know what they're saying. The world also, like whatever you're observing, it might not just be birds for some, so you could just be observing the world around you and you're able to read them. Like there's things that like you're like me, you know, there's things that are taking place outside in this world that people are very unaware of, and you know, maybe you're like me and you find yourself saying, don't you see that? Like, how do you not see that? Like there's one time where my husband and we were talking about, was it another dream I had? No, actually, I think we were just having some very in-depth conversation about our smoke alarm, and it was going off in the middle of the night for no dang reason at all. And we changed the batteries. So it must have just been like the smoke alarm we needed to change out. I don't know. But it was going off like random, like not every few minutes or every few hours. It wasn't that annoying beep or anything like that. Excuse me. It was like going off like there was a fire, right? So, which stood out to me like, what the heck? You know, like it's jarring, you know, when you're asleep in the middle of the night, fire out, your smoke detector goes off and you're like, okay, sorry. I had to pause for a second. But yeah, maybe you're like me and you're aware of things taking place in your surroundings, and like see she's called out to this water for some reason. Like she was called out there to this water, for which would seem really stupid to other people, and they're like, why are you standing out in that water in your clothes? Okay. And see, I'm like being recalled to like say this in a different way, but yeah, which she's like, why are you out here in the middle of the water in your clothes with a candle? Which doesn't make any dang sense to people, but it makes absolute sense to her. Like she's listening to something, some kind of instinct or guidance that she was being called. Like spirit was like, okay, put yourself out there in the middle of the water. And she's like, okay, I'm out here. I got my candle. Like, can we hurry this up? It's kind of freaky and it's dark and I'm cold, but why did you call me out here? So it's like she listened. You know, she just listened and she went out there and she's like, so it's like spirit called her out to that. She just listened to that intuition. Spirit called her out to that point because there was something that she could see clearer from a certain viewpoint or a certain space, right? And then also these look like bubbles, like maybe unknowingly it was cleansing her of something because she was listening to her intuition in the call, right? So there's something about you that, right, where you're able to follow spirit's guidance, right? Something like that. Communication without words. Like, it doesn't make sense to other people, but you're able to see it. Okay? Which looks really weird to other people. Maybe. Right? But not to you. It makes total sense. You could even find yourself, you know, saying that to other people, like, don't you see that? Like, did you not hear? Like, hearing it, like, here's an example, and I'm going to try to put it in the fastest way possible because the story could get really long. But it was a time when my smoke alarm was going off, and we were, like, wondering why it was going off. I don't know. We had changed the batteries, and we had to eventually get a new one. It was actually the smoke alarm was going bad, but also my intuition was picking up on something that happened the very next day, because the alarm, in the finding out that it was like the actual smoke alarm that needed to be replaced, it was also the universe telling me that there was going to be a fire. It wasn't a fire in my house. Okay, see how this story is like symbolism for that, actually. So, like, what didn't make sense to me but was like just my smoke alarm coming off was actually the universe telling me that there was going to be a fire. And there was a major fire the next night, which the alarm was actually going off, and I couldn't shake it. So I was doing some investigating, got on Facebook. I don't even think I was doing investigating. I was just on Facebook, and the community page that I follow popped up that there was a major fire in the neighborhood, just that night. Like, it was in the morning when I found this out, and I was like, oh my god, that's just like just down the street. I wonder if the alarm was actually picking up on smoke in the air or something. Like, but it was just like your intuition telling you something. And I feel like this works its way that way for everybody, but just some, you know, like you and I, maybe readers or empaths and intuitives, like, we're just a little more aware and in tune of our environment, I guess. So maybe you're like working with the environment around you, which gives you, you know, because she's walking in this environment, which gives you more insight on what you're picking up with your abilities. And I almost smelled smoke right now. I don't know. So maybe you want to be careful to go check your fire alarms. I'm not trying to put any bad juju out there or anything, but I'm just saying, like, maybe, you know, it is that time of year where, you know, a lot of people do like spring cleaning. I like to do like New Year cleaning, you know, make a list and get things in order and in place and ready, you know, ready to go. Right? So there's something about that coming up also. What else? Oh yeah. And then also another part to that story of the fire alarm, like being able to see things that other people don't see. Like, it could work like this also. I'm being recalled to this example of it. So the first night when the alarm went off, which was pretty jarring, it went off, it scared us. It was in the middle of the night, and we're like, why is the alarm going off? You know, it's in the middle of the night, which is when the actual fire took place. Not that night. Not saying it took place at night, but there was a fire in the neighborhood, took place in the middle of the night on another day, which was very weird. Right? So some things could seem very weird. And, you know, my husband just saw it as like, oh, we got to change the alarms or get a new alarm or batteries, whatever. We were trying to figure out what the deal was, right? But we were having this conversation about it. And he was on the couch. I was standing next to the TV and just kind of standing there. And I was like, you know, and then we were talking about it. And as we were going back and forth talking about the, trying to like figure out what it was, on the TV, he was watching a movie, and it was about a fire, and there were firemen, they were talking. He said, and what caught my attention to it, because I was actually side next to the TV where I couldn't see it. He was facing it, I was facing him, but I was next to the TV. I couldn't see what was on TV. And this they were talking about smoke, and I was like, and I, it brought my attention to TV, and I was like looking at my husband, like waiting for him to get it. And I was like, I'm thinking to myself, don't you see that? Like, don't you see that? Like there's things that you see that other people don't notice. So like, and to trust your intuition, because it enriches others in some way. It's like, it's part of your gift, right? So you could think it's like weird or freaky, or maybe you think that others think you're a weirdo, maybe, but you're not. I love weirdos anyways. So yeah, did I finish reading the Ren? I think I did, and I went off on a tangent, but I think I'm going to end this reading here. But I am being like recalled to this white dressing. So there's something about like this Four of Cups energy is like not wanting to touch something because you're like, it's gonna muddy my white dress, some kind of purity, or like maybe there's some kind of like state that you've reached where you're like, I'm like I always try to tell myself, like, I'm here walking in the light. I've left that mess behind, in the shadows where it belongs. I'm not sure if I want to like touch that energy, go there, mess with it, waste my time and energy, because I'm up here. I'm walking in like, I'm walking in another path, right? I'm in another realm, and in this sun energy here, right? And it's coming off as like a curtain now. It's like peeking. It's like, break on through to the other side. So that song coming through, it's like taking a peek. And it's like, I don't know if I want to be backstage or want to be on stage. Something like that coming through now. Being expressed, want to be on stage. Maybe you want to be seen. You're ready to be seen. You're ready to be seen. Yeah. But, and then there's, you're ready to be seen. And then there's also something to do with that curtain. It's like, there are a lot of things taking place behind the scenes that people are unaware of, that like, there's like little elves and fairies and magical magicians and priestesses and, spirit animals, spirit guides, like behind that curtain, making all of this happen. And then you're up front on stage and you're like presenting it to somebody, and somebody is just like, what the hell? How the hell did they do that? So there's something about that. And then also something about being on stage. I think also there's something about people wanting to see what's behind the curtain, too. So, and allowing yourself to express that sometimes. And then because sometimes we can, I know for me, it's like, I feel like I could come off as like, you guys might think, oh, she's just talking about herself. Or why is she always telling us about her dream? Like, I came here for me. Tell me about me. Tell me my fortune. Tell me my future. Like, but I feel like, I guess best to navigate you guys through things is to be myself and express things the way I express them. Because I feel like there's like an inner working, there's some kind of like system that maybe that you're here for that needed to be revealed. And they're not always revealed in the cards. Like sometimes they're revealed through natures and synchronicities. And it feels like teaching others to navigate their world, right? To navigate how to read the universe, which helps them navigate the universe. Right? Okay. All right. But I'm going to let you guys go. I feel like that was very long reading already. I think we're like 40 or 50 minutes already. I really hope that you guys made it to the end of this video. I hope that you found it helpful. You know, that's the most important thing that I wish for you guys, is that you guys found something in this video helpful, or you found what you were looking for. And, you know, it's like winner, winner, ding, 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 you know, ding, 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 ding. She fought the good fight and she won. I don't know, something about that. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.